Stronger power.
Today I'm going to be your trainer, and this is going to be your routine.
I got that power. I got that power. Power.
First of all, I'd like to make a disclaimer. Mommy and Daddy, if you're watching this, please turn off the TV. So, from boot camp to belly dancing, from belly dancing to green juice, from green juice to pole dancing, pole fitness. Let's work with that. 10 out of 10, 12 out of 10. Shani bad. Shani made it look so graceful, so easy, so it just flowed. Me, not so easy, not so graceful, not so sensual, not so sexy, not so nothing.
So we're going to start with a ballet layout. Now this is an oblique crunch. You're going to take it slowly all the way over as far as you can go. Really and truly, I want you to go all the way to the floor and pull up.
I don't like my thighs. They're probably one part of my body that I don't like. So the tights that I had on stopped at my knee. When I walked in, Shani said to me, "That's clearly not what you're going to be wearing." And I said, "Yes, it is." And she said, "No, it can't be because you won't be able to grip the pole with your leg." So I said to her, all right. Took a deep breath and I said, all right, we can cut the tights.
And when you start doing inversions and tricks higher up, you actually need all of your thigh exposed.
So I conditioned my mind that I was going to try my best. I was going to do what I could do. I was going to take on this whole new persona. I was going to just be free and relax and conquer the pole. The warm-up for the pole dancing was very intense. It was rough. It was really, really rough. I was sweating, and that was just a warm-up. It hurt, but in a good way it hurt. The warm-up challenged parts of my body that apparently needed to be challenged.
Tummy tight. And up. 3.
It's hard to manage my body weight, and you have to have a lot of upper body strength because you have to be able to lift yourself, and not only lift yourself, you have to be able to lift yourself and stay up there. So that was one challenge. That whole stretching out and bringing your leg back and wrapping it round and stuff like that. My leg can't go all the way out. Not yet.
No, you need to pull tight. That's the support. That's what's keeping you on the pole.
If you don't hook your foot on the pole, you're not going to stay on the pole. Very simple. If you don't have a good grip with the foot, you're going to drop. If you saw what my leg looks like now, you'll know why.
Please point the toes. Yam foot is not very attractive. Point the toes.
You always had to be on your toes. I'm not used to that.
Pole is like a vertical ballet class.
Why my mother never made me do ballet? Yeah.
Ready? Step, up and spin. Yes! Beautiful. There you go. Again, one more time.
When I got the spin and I spun and I stayed up, it wasn't like a spin and fall down. I felt good because I was like, wow. I knew that, when I was doing the pole fitness class that I wanted to be able to have a good spin on the pole. I felt good. I felt, mission accomplished.
Let's add a little fun part in here. When you're finished that, you're going to stand with your tummy pressed against the pole. Now, I'm going to have you slide into a split. Can you split? All right, I'm going to show you how you're going to cheat the split. Now, when you're able to split, you can lift and take it straight down, right? But for those who cannot split, you're going to lift your legs slightly towards the front and go in a V shape. But that's a little cheat. So we're going to try the slide. Start on releve, tummy's pressed against the pole, open the legs. Now you're barely going to lift yourself, but you're going to slide your feet forward. Good, now slide, open the legs and slide.
Shani, I want to be like you when I grow up.
We're going to do something called a fireman. You're going to mount the pole dead on. You're going to use your thighs to grab the pole. Now, since we have your shorts that are further down, use the part that's exposed to hold the pole.
So Shani says that she's going to let me try a new spin, right? Not one that she normally gives to beginners. Eventually I did it, and that felt good to know that, you know, I challenged myself and I didn't give up, and I knew that I wanted to do it, and I did it. When you're trying to get fit and trying to get healthy, it's important to try all kinds of different things. And, you know, going to the gym is great, but sometimes you need to mix up the routine a little.
Yes! Beautiful!
This is something that is different, you know, and you need to move away from the stigma that is attached to it. So don't think about that too much, because it's fitness.
Yes, go, toes together. Be perfect. That is it.
And for Shani to come from 200 pounds, which is where I was, you know, to how she looks now. And Shani is not stick thin or anything. She's fit and she's toned, and I don't think Shani has any body fat at all. When I saw that her body looked like that, I was like, there is a very strong possibility that I could look like that too. Seeing Shani gave me even more of a push to just really go hard. It's a great workout. Really great workout. So pole fitness, do it. The inspirational quote for today is, "It's a shame for a woman to grow old without ever seeing the strength and beauty of which her body is capable."